Welcome back to a new video. So in this workout, I started it out with some muscle snatches, and I also realized as I'm recording the commentary, I made a little bit of a mistake with the caption. I guess one editing error, as you saw there, I didn't edit out the end of my walk back to the camera after that muscle snatch, but the captions are going a lot faster than normal. Normally I have them I have them go for 2 seconds, and this one it's very, very short. So if it looks like it's going really fast, like the bottom left where I put the weights, it's not just you being crazy. It's an editing error on my part, but I just don't want to go through all the clips, all the captions, and fix them all. And I'm just going to leave them because you can still see them, and I suppose if you miss it, you can pause it, but that will just be a one-time thing. I don't plan on making them any shorter than 2 seconds, just so you're able to see them, and it shows a little bit more of the preamble of the lift. It does increase the pace of the video a lot, so there is just right into the lift, basically. But after the muscle snatches, as you're seeing now, I had hang power snatches, and I switched them from block power snatches because I just didn't want to do block work. I took aggressive jumps because originally the block power snatches were supposed to be at 90. As you saw there, I missed it on the first one, but I just took a bit too big of a jump from 70 to 90 with a movement that I haven't done in a couple weeks. I've hang power snatched 90 before. I think I've even hang power snatched even 100, so it's not a weight that's impossible for me to do, and I just didn't do a good rep. But I went back down to 80, as you're seeing here. I did 2 sets, and then just kept building back up, and I was able to actually end on 90 for a double. So definitely know I was able to do it because I was even able to do it within the same session. But a lot of it's just getting back into doing the movement, and not so much like I suddenly built strength mid-session, just practicing the movement. But I was generally happy with how these are moving. Not every rep was perfect, but I was happy that everything felt pretty good on this one, even like my IT band and stuff. As I was talking about that in other videos earlier, it just really hasn't flared back up, which is nice. A lot of the massage and stretching stuff has been helping, but I think just doing some pulls have honestly helped as well. You see here, this is what I think this might be the top set of 90. I can't really tell, a little bit too far away. Yep, so that was 90, the top set there. So I was quite happy with that. Then went on to do some pause clean. I was trying to remember what was the original one. So pause clean plus 2 jerks. Originally it was supposed to be deficit cleans, and just like with the block power snatches, it's a movement I wasn't really that excited about trying to do. I've never done a deficit clean before. Actually, I don't want to say I've never done it. I feel like I've never pushed that lift, I should say, but it's one of those that's really annoying to set up. Now, as you notice, I was double balancing 80 kilos here, and you see me double to balance 105 once I get up to that weight. And that was because I was feeling my back a little bit. I was feeling it, and it was kind of spooking me out, so I was just really trying to make sure I was in a good position to stand up the weight and make sure I wasn't going to be pitching forward at all. One thing that I've noticed now, the most consistent time that I'll feel a little bit of strain in my back, or just a little bit of that crampy feeling, that spasmy feeling, is when I'm taking out a squat from the rack, and not during the actual motion itself, but when you take that first step, because I typically take, I think, 3 steps out. I don't really think about it. I just kind of get in the position, but it's typically 3 steps out. So not the first step when you're getting the bar out of the rack, but then, or the second, but really that kind of I guess third/fourth when you're readjusting your feet. But that slight twist, I think that's what's doing it, because it's, I'm under a decent load with whatever weight I happen to be squatting, but during the actual lifts, since everything is not, I'm not twisting typically that much during a squat or whatever, during the actual motion, then it's pretty fine. But as you saw there, I was able to get up to 110. So I was quite happy about how the jerks looked. Cleans felt pretty decent, and nothing got re-aggravated, so that was also good. These pulls felt really good. I was really surprised that I didn't have any strain or issue with them, and it felt really nice on my IT band, actually, because I was really able to kind of not necessarily push into it, but just really try to make sure that my leg wasn't pushing in and kind of collapsing. It's kind of a weird motion. If you've seen a video of me straight on recently, you might have noticed my right leg kind of moving in. It's kind of hard to see in full speed, but if I look at it frame by frame, I've noticed it before, and a lot of that, I think it is my IT band. So instead of my knees collapsing, it's my I guess my hip almost pushing in. It's kind of a weird motion, but it's almost, I guess, probably it's the mechanism is just my leg is twisting in a little bit instead of collapsing in, because that's just, the biomechanics is not really that possible for it, but it's kind of similar to a knee collapse. So obviously something that I want to address, and when it's associated with some discomfort, at that spot, it kind of makes sense. So it's not something that I necessarily have to fix from like a technical standpoint. It's more of like just to get that area feeling good, and then it will most likely go away. But obviously, you want to reassess that motion to make sure it's getting better, or at least more consistently better. And ended that last set, jumped up from the 160s I was doing to 175. That felt easy. Because my back is a little bit iffy on those clean and jerks, I switched these out from push presses to circ presses, which I did at 80. It was sets of 4. The last one I only did a set of 3. And I actually forgot to mention, I think these pulls and presses were supposed to be the previous day, or maybe these were supposed to be on this day. I'm losing track of time, but I just know it was 3 sets of 4, and I had switched these presses from push presses that were originally, I think, only 101 kilo push presses, but I just didn't want to have that flexion in my back and have to deal with any sort of, just re-aggravate anything. So just doing this out of an abundance of caution, but I was still able to push these really hard. I mean, doing sets with this weight is certainly difficult for me, especially just because I haven't been doing sets with this weight for a while, but it's just a heavy weight for myself. Yeah, that caption goes super fast, but they're all 81 kilos, and you kind of see that on there. But a pretty solid session. Happy with how everything went. I keep forgetting to talk about accessories. I suppose once I get caught up in editing, I'll remember that. I feel like I did some like back extensions on this day. I'm trying to think, because I did dips earlier in this week. I haven't done pull-ups again this week, but I've done back extensions at least once. So just trying to be consistent with those, and it's hard for me to remember them because I have them written down, but they're not as like imperative that I remember the loads, or obviously I don't film them most of the time. So still doing them. It's helping, and I think the next time I'm at the gym, I might do some pull-ups, because my next session is me talking like 2 sessions ahead is going to be a heavy session. So I think after that would be a good day to hit some pull-ups. But anywho, that's it for this one. I'll talk to you on the next one, and hope you have a great day. Peace.